Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hey everyone, really glad you're here today.
We're thrilled to have you here today, where we are going to be talking about how you can set up and sell a low cost offer for whatever it is that you do without undervaluing your primary goal of selling, right? So if you are a coach, we're going to talk about what it looks like to have an entry level offer that isn't going to make your actual full priced offer look unachievable for somebody who's getting started with you. This is a fantastic way to qualify leads. Obviously, we are always interested in having new leads for our business, but what if we can get them even more qualified? If we can get someone to put as much as $1 down on the table, statistically speaking, we have a considerably higher likelihood of seeing that lead convert onto a new client or a new sale moving forward. So let's go ahead and get into today's slides. Go ahead and head into the chat, say hello, let us know where you're coming in from. Again, thrilled to have you here. We meet here every week here with the AttractWell Office Hours at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. And we always have something new to teach and share, and we'll always show you how you can use AttractWell to get it all done. So head over into the chat. Let us know where you're from and who you serve and what you do. It's always cool to hear from all the cool people that show up here. You always inspire us talking about the things that you do, the people that you serve. So today we're talking about how to sell a low-cost offer that attracts more clients without undervaluing the work that you do. So today we'll get into why these low-cost offers can help you turn leads into clients and talk about the key elements of a successful low-ticket offer. We'll talk about how to set up your offer using AttractWell's built-in tools and the easiest ways for you to go about delivering your offer. And we do have several different options inside of AttractWell. We'll then talk about how to connect this offer to your higher ticket services, because this isn't about making low ticket sales. This is about qualifying for our higher ticket items. So we'll get into what that looks like. And then, of course, as always, we'll get into live help and Q&A. So if you have questions, if you're here because you want to talk about something else entirely, that's welcome here as well. I want you to head over to the Q&A and ask any questions that you have throughout today's call. You've got myself and you've got Greg, the founder and creator of this platform, here to help you with any questions that you do have. If you would like to join us for a future live call, you can join us anytime on a future Thursday live on Zoom. You can go to attractwell.com/office hours to sign up for that list. And if you would like to work together on a call like this one, we offer this to anyone who's a part of our community that needs a little bit more hands-on help. If you want to take a look at what you're working on together, if you need hands-on what you're doing, help, support, perspective, strategy, whatever that looks like, we're here for you. Attractwell.com/work review. This is entirely free to members of our community using AttractWell. So do take advantage of this. If you need a hand that is maybe handing off, right? If you want to hand off a project or your dream website design or whatever that might be to a professional, we've got you covered there as well. Go to attractwell.com/concierge to learn about our incredible qualified team and all the different ways they can help you. So let's talk about this. First, head over into the chat and let me know if you have a low ticket offer. Are you someone who is maybe currently selling your time? If so, what does that look like? One of the main reasons that you might choose to create a low ticket offer, like we're discussing here today, is that the last thing you should be discounting is your time, right? Your time is the most valuable thing that you offer, and thus it should be priced accordingly. But we need ways to qualify people further, right? This low ticket offer, I want you to consider maybe looking at this not as an income generator, but as a strategic, powerful lead magnet and lead qualifier. Right? So let's talk about what this means and what it looks like for you. So a low cost offer at the end of the day, again, it's not about making money. Sure, it's nice, a 27 here, 17 there, 97 there. That's all well and good. But this isn't about selling a lot of stuff at a low price. This is really about the qualification process. It's about finding the most serious leads. So a small purchase is one of the strongest signals of future buying behavior. So if we can create a scenario where someone can buy something from us at a price that works for them, we have one of the strongest indicators possible that that person trusts us enough to either have a conversation, engage in a secondary conversion, and of course, ultimately work with us at the price that we want for the thing that we ultimately want to be selling, right? So this helps you to focus your follow-up better and to guide the right people forward. So these low cost offers work because they reduce hesitation and build trust with your new leads, and they give people a taste of what it's like to work with you. You're going to be able to create buyer momentum here as well that leads to bigger offers. The best time to say yes is right after someone has said yes, right? And this, most importantly, helps you to segment your list by behavior and not just interest, right? This allows you to really identify who the hottest leads are in your system. So if you want to engage in some manual outreach, you're not going to be wasting your time by going to people who aren't super engaged. You could actually go straight to people who have already purchased something and then maybe pursue sales moving forward from there. So, as you're entertaining the idea of developing a low cost offer, let's talk about what we should be asking ourselves first to determine what that offer should be, right? So, the first question is, what do people think they need before they're ready to work with me? In a lot of cases, especially where you're working with people who maybe haven't hired an expert before for the problem that they are seeking a solution for. These are maybe people who, if you're a coach, for instance, a lot of people have never actually worked with a coach. They may believe that they don't need one. Right. And so there may be some hurdles that they need to overcome, and a low cost product is going to help them to start moving in that direction. And even more importantly, set the stage for you to expose the gap and show that working with you is truly the fit for their goal. Another question you can ask yourself is what a bite-sized version of a win might look like. When you help your clients, and this is really most powerful if you're able to do this, to look back to the clients that you've already served and what some of the unexpected aha moments were, right? What were some of the peripheral benefits that were achieved that they maybe didn't even necessarily know they needed in the first place, but wowed them? They didn't know they needed it until they had it, right? What are some stories like that that you can share? What are some very manageable wins, right? Things that don't require your full presence, but that you can demonstrate. This is not going to be super far off from what you may have developed as a free lead magnet. You might just consider positioning something like that as a paid offer, right? We'll get to that in just a little bit as well. Another question, what objections does my high ticket offer get? Can I use one of these objections to create a low ticket offer? I had a client that I worked with for many years who was a business coach, and her primary offer was a group program, and entrance into that 90-day group program was just in the neighborhood of $5,000 if they paid outright. Now, she was working with practitioners who, in many cases, were newer, right? But the newer practitioners were not necessarily ready to put that kind of money on the table. They had cash flow issues, et cetera. But there was a problem that needed to be solved, right? If her goal with the 90-day program was to help them fill their practice with clients, and they're having trouble getting their first 10 clients, well, then she needed a lower ticket offer that helped people to get their first 10 clients, right? Now, that's a very valuable thing to offer. And of course, we didn't offer it for crazy cheap, but that became an entry level offer. And it's based off of that objection. Well, I'm at a point where I can't afford the thing that you're selling me. And in this case, because we're a business coach selling to businesses, well, how about I offer something that gets you into profitability, right? If you are a fitness coach and you are working with people on physical exercises, but you're getting pushback from people who are maybe having issues with mobility and flexibility, and that's why they can't move ahead with your program. They feel like it's too advanced. Could you create something that focuses more on mobility and flexibility to get them to a place where they're ready to start running, right? Where they maybe have the energy to start exercising every day. Do you see the difference here? Think about the bridge between where your person is today or where the objections live, and ultimately what you want to be selling. And of course, always be thinking about and looking for and capturing with your clients that moment, that aha moment, that, oh my God, that worked, right? What can we do to capture those and then maybe package that into something that we could sell at a low price point? So, a great low cost offer is going to solve a specific problem or deliver a focused win. This is not going to be something that is general, right? This is going to be something that really needs to be targeted. If it's not targeted, people aren't going to buy it. And it needs to, of course, align with your higher ticket offer, right? Whatever the main thing is that you want to be selling, that you want to be funneling people into, it needs to be something that kind of feels like a stepping stone in that direction. It could even be a derivative of your bigger program, right? One outcome that you might offer from a bigger program, you might package into a smaller one as a stepping stone. And this is something that should feel very valuable, even at a lower price point. And again, depending on how much value you have maybe poured into the development of your lead magnets, you could actually potentially take a lead magnet that you've offered for free and put a price point on it and see a higher conversion rate of qualified leads. This needs to be something as well that's very easy to deliver using the tools that you already have. And if you have AttractWell, you have everything that you need. I just want you to make sure that whatever this low cost offer is that it's not something that requires your one-on-one time because we want to make sure that your time, the most valuable thing that you have, is as protected as possible behind a paywall. And the paywall, whose price point you determine and maintain. All right, so let's talk about some examples of low cost offers that we could roll with here. If you are a wellness coach, you might have a $27 meal planning made easy guide. This could be a PDF that you develop and create in Canva, maybe using AI. Have it nice, have it pretty, something that feels very substantial, and something, of course, that can be delivered digitally any time of night or day. Perhaps a $47 declutter your week video training if you are a productivity specialist, a $19 mini home audit worksheet for an interior design consultant, maybe a $37 intro module of a larger program. So if you have a program that you offer that has lots of video content, you could take one section of that, put it into, say, a separate vault in AttractWell, and have that be an initial program that someone engages with. Perhaps they buy into this for $37 and you give them an exclusive coupon code to go ahead and get the rest and move them into the full price vault. Let's talk about some more examples of this. I really kind of want to get the gears rolling for you guys. And if you have a particular scenario that you are interested in, so maybe tell me this is what I do and for whom, and this is what I'm trying to sell. We can talk about what some low cost offers might look like for you. Now, if you are a health coach, maybe you have a $19 fast meal plan. And from that, we can position a nutrition coaching package where you can dial it in a little deeper, right? Maybe you do functional nutrition and they actually need to have some labs that you need to analyze. You need to be paid well for the time that you have to spend on that. So you can get them started with a win that they can get on their own, but then very quickly show them how much they need you, right? And use that really as a great opportunity to position a sale. A parenting coach might sell behavior scripts for $27 and use those to promote a 6-week reset program. A brand designer could offer a Canva kit for $47 and from there sell a package of calls or a single call for design or auditing of brand assets. A life coach could sell a $37 journal and audio that your client here can start using on their own. And then you can be selling your private coaching on from there. A doula could have a checklist and prep video that is offered at a low price point before offering a full birth prep course, or, of course, if you're local, maybe working with that client one-on-one in person. All right, so let's talk about how we get this done in AttractWell. So if you're new to AttractWell, welcome. We're thrilled to have you here. Hope you've taken advantage of our dollar for your first month trial. Such a great option to get in and see everything that's available to you. But I understand it might not necessarily be easy to see everything that you can do right away, right? There's a lot of videos you can dive into. There's a lot of things you can do here. The fact is, just about anything you could do with household name systems like HubSpot, you can do with us, right? In terms of how we work as coaches, as experts, as people who deliver value at scale online, right? So I am going to walk you through first the steps of what this will look like, line by line, so you can get an idea of the bird's eye view. And I'm just going to pop over into AttractWell and show you exactly where to go find those things, right? So, first and easiest option to get this done is if your thing that you're selling is in PDF format. So that's going to be a downloadable file, usually something that is largely copy, right? This is going to be an ebook, a recipe book, a journal, etc. It can be printable, or it can be something that's designed to just be accessed directly from their device. Now, in AttractWell, we have a file manager. So you're going to upload to the file manager this PDF that you have. Now, the file manager also supports MP3 files. So if you have audios that you are offering as part of your sale here, you can do that as well. Maybe it's a meditation or something like that. Then in AttractWell, you'll create a short campaign, which is just an automated series of messages that's going to deliver that file. And then it's going to invite your primary conversion. And what I mean by primary conversion is what is the goal that you're seeking here? So if what you're selling is coaching and you need to have a discussion with someone before you offer that sale, then this campaign is going to deliver the PDF file, perhaps the MP3 file, and then it's going to continue with more messages that contextualize the offer and invite them to take advantage of this offer, which is to get on a discovery call with you, right? If what you're selling is maybe a course or perhaps something a bit more automated than one-on-one calls with you, then this short campaign is going to deliver that PDF or MP3, and then it's going to be pointing them over to the sales page for your primary course or program that you're selling. Right? Or if you're using a webinar sales tool, then you might have them click an automation link that sends them over to a page where they can watch a pre-recorded video and then they can start receiving dedicated sales messages at that point, right? So that's what we're doing. First is uploading to our file manager. Second, we will create a campaign that delivers the file and then importantly, invites them to engage toward your subsequent goal, right? Whatever that might look like for your offer. Then you do need a simple confirmation page that's going to prompt them to check their inbox. That's essentially saying, hey, you bought the thing you wanted from me. Here's how you go get it. Check your inbox. Then you set up a page with a one-time payment offer to sell that low cost offer that you have. So this is where you say, get my ebook, 37 pages of my best recipes for battling PCOS and working toward losing weight if you're in your 30s, right? Whatever that looks like for you. Put that all on that page, set it up to sell, and then you will connect your campaign here. And of course, the link to that file is going to be in the day zero campaign message, right? So this is very, very simple. Let me just take you through quickly what that's going to look like. The first place you're going to go in AttractWell is right down here to your content library. We're going to go to Files. And from here, we're going to upload our file. So here's this journal here. Let's pretend that I've already done this. Our energy journal, Unlock Your Body's Clues. I can actually click this and open it up, and you can see that it is all in here. So this is just an example of something that you can offer. And I do show this example in the Client Funnel Challenge that we'll talk about here in a bit. But from here, this is now a hyperlink. This is a URL. We can copy it and we can put it wherever we want it, right? If I'm going to sell this journal, I can now put this into a campaign message, which is the next thing that we need to do. So we're going to go up here to campaigns and we can go and create a new one. And in this campaign, I am going to deliver my journal. So this is going to be the $27 journal download. I will create that campaign. And then I can start adding these messages. So the first message is our day zero that's going to go out immediately. I'll say, here's your journal, right? And then I'm going to, there's the link. It's not cute. Let's make it a button. Let's change the style. I'll make that a yellow button. And let's change the text. Download now. All right, so now I can put whatever other copy I would like to have here in this message. Obviously, I'm not just going to send a button that says download now. I will say hello. I will address them by name using this tag feature here to show their contact first name. I will maybe provide a bit more context, share a story about how a client used this journal, etc. Right? So Day zero, we are delivering the thing that they paid for because right after they pay for it, we want them to get it, right? But this is where this is magical. This is where all of the magic happens here. You are delivering value with your free thing. This campaign is going to show up on your behalf as frequently and for as long as you would like to nudge this person toward the next thing you want them to do. So this is where you want to think about what conversion looks like for you on the primary offer that you want to sell. So if what you are doing is selling something on an automated basis, then you may want to send them to a video where they can learn more about the benefits of what that thing does, what it offers, effectively a sales video, right? But we're going to position this as something that is value forward first to expose the gap, connect with value, and then, of course, offer that conversion onto the full price product that you're offering. You could then have subsequent sales messages here in this series. All you have to do is add a message and decide when you want it to send. Is it the next day? Are we going to send one per day for a week, etc., right? If you are offering conversion onto your coaching package, for instance, you want to have a discussion with someone before you offer your one-on-one time, then you could be connecting a link to book with you in these emails as well. So here I might add a story. So this is a story about client A, right? Your client has a name, you'll put that name here, you'll share that story, and then you'll give a call to action for them to perhaps book a call with you or watch this video where they'll learn how to do X, Y, or Z thing, right? So you build out this campaign, and this campaign really does have the potential to become the sales campaign for what you're ultimately selling, depending on what it is that you're selling. Obviously, after somebody gets a free thing, we don't want to start, or sorry, they get a paid thing. So they paid 27.97, 17, doesn't matter. We don't want to start hammering them with messages to go buy something else right away. It is a good idea to position an opportunity early on, but we'll lose trust and lose that subscriber very quickly if we just go straight into hammering into those sales messages. So definitely do make sure there's a balance here of trust building because they may have just found you and they don't know you well yet. Let them really kind of get to know you, stories about your clients, what you do, etc. Right? So just be mindful about that here. So that's the campaign. Other thing that you would want to do is to create a simple confirmation page. And this just basically confirms that the thing that they purchased is on its way to them. So I'm going to create a new blank page. This is how I like to do confirmation pages, but we do have confirmation here. Actually, here, why not just use this? Either of these. These are great. Tiffany made these. These are super good. All right, so check this out. So we'll say, here, let me all right. We'll say, hey, your thing is on its way, but before you go, this is perhaps where you might send them off to purchase the upsell, right? To book a call with you, to watch the sales video, right? So this is a great opportunity to say, hey, the thing that you just bought, it's on its way to you now, but real quick, do you think you might want this? Right? So you can use a template like one of these. That would be a confirmation page. And then the final thing that we'll do is to actually create a sales page or a landing page. I'm going to stay on page here. Or actually, no, I'm going to leave. Um, this is technically a sales page, but this is not a long form sales page that we're going to do. This is a quick and simple and easy one. I'm going to go right here to add. You can click on sales page right here. And let's just look at this one real quick. Here's a simple one that you can use. Again, using that same template. This is where we can talk about the free thing that you're offering. All of this great stuff is right here. You don't have to have a page that is quite this long for a low cost offer, though. Know that you don't have to go quite to this extent. You certainly can, and it won't hurt you. You may have better conversions with more information here. Just make sure you have enough of these buttons that say buy now. But essentially what we're going to go to do in the settings here is under leads, under what to do after a lead registers, you're going to connect that campaign that we just discussed that's going to deliver that low cost offer. You're going to add a tag so that you can identify this new segment of your list. You're going to send them to that confirmation page that we just discussed. And then, of course, finally, you will set up a payment option here. Now, this account that I'm in right now does not have payments enabled, but once you have Stripe connected to your account, you're going to check a box here, create a payment option. And of course, once you've got all of this other stuff set up in your leads form here, the campaign they get, the tag they get, and where they go, then you're off to the races. And then this page becomes the one that you go out and share with the world, which is pretty cool. This is, where people would convert. It's very, very similar to what you would do in a traditional funnel where you might be offering something for free. The only real difference here is that you're charging them for it. Now, there is one more step that I highly recommend. I think that this supports conversions more effectively, and that is to use a delivery page. So you can just link your file directly, right? Like I showed you how to link a file in the campaign on day zero. That is fine. But what is better is to have the delivery happen on a page where you can do a little bit more contextualizing, selling, and social proof, right? So instead of saying, here's the file, click the link, they open a PDF, they click a link instead and it goes to a page that says, hey, you can download your file right here. But also, hey, here's this video you should check out. And maybe the video contextualizes. Maybe it teaches how to use the thing that you've just sold them. But maybe it also shows them that taking that next step with you is really the best choice that they can make right now, right? You might have sort of a mini sales video in that way on this page, encouraging them to take that next step, buy the whole program, book a call with you, whatever that conversion might look like, right? So in this case, you're doing something slightly different. We're still uploading to the file manager, but instead of just relying on that file URL, we're just going to create a page in your AttractWell system that offers that primary conversion that you're looking for. So book a discovery call with me, buy this course, sign up for this webinar, etc. Right? And then, of course, you will add your file or video that you uploaded to the file manager to this page. Right. So in order for them to see and receive this thing that they paid for, they also have to see this conversion that you're offering, the bigger thing that you ultimately want to buy. Is that making sense? Let me know. And of course, you're going to link instead of to the file, you're going to link to this page inside of day zero in your campaign message. So it's a simple switch. It does take a little bit more effort because you are essentially making a sort of a mini sales page, if you will, here. You don't have to buy anything on the page from the client's perspective. I would actually, in terms of if you want a quick and easy way to do this, I actually think that one of these lead magnet or post purchase. Here we go. Actually, this post purchase thank you is a pretty solid example of this, right? Um, is to be able to actually, no, it's not that one, is the one we were just on. It's a lead magnet thank you. This one right here. So just the same one that we were just looking at would be great for this purpose. So here, instead, you would say something to the effect of, um, you know, here's your download, but real quick, make sure you watch this video, right? And put the download, link the download right here, or link it up here. And then maybe you have a call to action here to send them to a booking page or to send them to a sales page where they can then go and purchase, or to a Vault checkout page if you're offering a subscription, right? So you can use one of these to do that as well. And that really does support conversions because we're not just sending them the thing they paid for. Remember, we're not selling this low cost offer to make money. We're selling this low cost offer to qualified leads, right? So if we aren't taking every opportunity possible to take those qualified leads and put them in front of the offer we really want them to buy, what are we doing, right? So this would be my recommendation here. Now let's talk about how we can deliver this if you are offering something for a low price in a vault. So if inside of AttractWell, we offer our courses, programs, memberships, private client dashboard experiences, all inside of a feature called Vaults. And if you want to offer a low cost vault, here's what you do. You can create a vault with your intro module or your videos, etc. Then set up a sales page with a one-time payment. You're going to create an automation in AttractWell to add them to that vault and to start that follow-up campaign. Again, that's where we're going to be pitching that next level offer ultimately, right? So if they're signing up for a single module of your bigger program, then this campaign is going to be the one that really helps to push them toward saying yes to the whole thing, right? And of course, you would be linking to the sales page or the checkout page for that. You would attach this automation to your point of sale and then include calls to action inside that vault and the campaign to upgrade, book, or join. Let's again take a quick look. Only difference here really is that the vault is where we are making our delivery, right? So you're going to be setting up your vaults and you're going to be adding your content to them. Here we go. So you're going to be adding your content to a vault. You might have some pages, you might have some classes. For low cost offers, I generally am not recommending discussion rooms because that does require a lot more maintenance in terms of your time and your interaction. And this is a low cost offer. We want to incentivize that perhaps in your higher cost offer, they do get direct interaction with you, right? So I would reserve discussion rooms for other purposes. Anyway, so you create your vault, right? And we do have entire an entire course on how to do this, which I'll show you where to find here in just a bit. But create the vault to your liking, and then you're going to create an automation, certainly a campaign as well. Like I discussed, you want to be able to get them into the vault. You want to be able to tell them what they'll find there and start to show them how the next level offer that you have would be a fit. But to create your automation, you're going to go to settings. We're going to go to automations. And then we'll go add. And this is going to be my $27 vault module. You're going to name this better than I am. I'm going to add action here, and that's going to include a vault. So I'll click there, add to vault, and I'm going to add them to this one. I'm also going to add a campaign, and maybe that's my campaign. I'm also going to add a tag. So why not just bundle all of this stuff together? This is going to be the $27 vault module tag. I'm going to add that. And then I'm going to add this automation. So this is what I would actually be using at the point of sale when I am setting up the payment option for this. You would, again, just like I described before, creating a sort of sales page for this offer. You would be adding the automation to the point of sale for this, right? So you go to add, you would go and create a sales page, which we'll grab this one right here. Again, can't really go into payments too much in this particular demo, but if we go over here to settings, go to payments, you're going to be able to add a payment option here. And there's going to be a space to add that automation that we just created, right? And so that's going to allow you to utilize a vault for your low cost offer. All right, so let's talk about what to include in your delivery campaign, right? So the first day, we got to deliver the file or the vault access, talk about what they're getting there, right? Encourage them, congratulate them for taking that step, provide some validation in the form of client stories, right? So some kind of third-party validation. At least a day later, could be 2 days later, offer a quick tip or a win from the content that they've paid for. You really want to try to stay top of mind for at least a week. On day 4, you could share a story or a use case that's tied to your next offer. Again, we're really sort of thinking about our campaign as being a crescendo in the volume or intensity of how we are talking about and giving a call to action to engage with the bigger offer that we're making, right? So we're not just coming right out of the gate with go buy this other thing right now. We did put it in front of them, right? And we can gently call back to it, but I wouldn't be aggressive about this out of the gate. But you can go a bit louder as you go on. And I am just giving an example here of about a week's worth of messages after an initial low cost offer. You could double this, right? You could show up every day for 2 weeks, and that would be perfectly fine because our whole goal of this is to take someone who is hot engaged, somebody who said, I like this person enough to give them money so that I can see this thing. I value what they do enough to pay for what I don't know from them, right? So take this opportunity and lean into it. Write an email every day for 2 weeks if you'd like. But just remember that you don't want to come in too hot, right? You do want to make sure you've got that opportunity for the trust to grow and invite engagement more often than not. right? And of course, if you would like, one of the things that you could do if your process to convert is automated. So, say you're selling courses, you don't need to do discovery calls. You can actually do a secondary automation trigger here where maybe you're inviting them toward a webinar, a workshop, etc. And when they click an automation link in this initial campaign, we might move them over to a full sales campaign, right? Because we're giving them the video that sells your offer and we're following up from there. Now, if that sounds like a lot, don't worry. I've got something for you that's going to help you get that done in baby step by step format that is easy to follow and is totally free for you. All right, but let's get into this for just an example to kind of show you how this could work. Now, for a real world example, let's say we've got an energy reset toolkit. We've got an offer. It is a $27 PDF toolkit and checklist. And we're going to deliver that using the file manager and the delivery campaign. Just keep it super simple, not ready to get into those pages that Ashley's talking about yet, and that's fine. But the follow-up is going to be that campaign. It's going to be nurturing and inviting to the energy reset program. Maybe I'm selling this offer for $27. The whole course is $497, and I'm doing this on an automated basis. And so I'm just going to be dripping out these client stories and opportunities for them to maybe get sneak peeks, et cetera, and to learn more about how they can benefit from the whole program. And so the result here is an easy sale onto that $27 offer. And then that's a warm, if not hot lead. And then they've got a very clear, highly contextual next step, an obvious next step for them. So if we want to sell more, let's talk about what that looks like. We want to make sure that the sales page you're using is simple and focused for this low cost offer, right? We really don't need something that's convoluted. You should have something that's high impact, high value, and is a price point that's a no-brainer. Because remember, this isn't about profit. This is about qualification of leads, right? So just keep it really obvious and no-brainer here. Price it for an easy yes. I'd say anywhere between, 20 and $100 is going to be a good place to start. There's not a real science to this because what we tend to do in this community is so highly individualized, both to us and our expertise and to the unique people that we serve. So you're going to have an idea of what might work well here. And the more you have been maybe selling in conversations, I think the more insights you'll possess to kind of figure out what the best starting point for this is. Always make sure that the next step is clear and logical, right? So we want to always focus on clear over clever. So if you're offering something that has a clear benefit, make sure that you're positioning how that fits into the bigger benefit of the bigger thing you're selling and do that right away, right? Because somebody who's willing to buy from you once is the most likely person on your list to buy from you again. So if you can make it very clear why they should and how these things connect and what that can do for them and what they're missing, right? Because they now possess one part of the solution, you're going to show them how to get the other 9 steps to get 10. That is going to work a lot better than, kind of getting stuck in our head and trying to be creative when we really can just be very straightforward about this. And then, of course, use those email campaigns to follow up and add value. I don't think that we need to go high pressure on this because, again, they've already bought from us once. We're not trying to convince them to trust us. We're trying to convince them to trust themselves to make the same decision again, only for a higher impact, right? Now, our next steps, make sure that you choose a small offer that solves a real problem. And then the next thing we got to do is to figure out how we're going to deliver it, right? Are we going to send this to them via an email, or is this going to be a vault-based experience like a mini course? Then write that email delivery campaign and the follow-up messages in it, right? So what do we want to say at each of these points? And then connect the dots to that next level offer that you're making. And from there, you can promote regularly in your blog, in your email, in your social. A lot of the time, this can depend highly on your audience and what it is that you offer them. But a lot of times people are more apt to respond to a paid offer than they are to a free one. It sounds counterintuitive, but that thing that you turned into a lead magnet might be better as a low cost offer, something to consider. Right? So be sure to check out the Client Funnel Challenge in AttractWell. This is a course that is fully set up, ready to go. All of the videos are there, and we have 2 different instances that you can follow based on whether or not your conversion onto your primary offer is one that requires a conversation. So, are you a coach who requires a discovery call, basically? Or are you selling something high ticket that requires a conversation? Or are you someone who is selling something that requires full automation? We support both of these models in the Client Funnel Challenge. And here's my tip for you. All right. So instead of offering a lead magnet for free, use the Client Funnel Challenge and instead put a price on your lead magnet. And you can treat the rest of the funnel more or less the same way. So now instead of saying, download my free guide, you're going to say, I've created a guide for you that's going to do X, Y, and Z things, and it's $27. Do you want it? Right? Almost exactly the same as what we do in the Client Funnel Challenge, except in this case, we are putting price on that lead magnet. So you can find the Client Funnel Challenge under the online resources and courses section in the Success Academy and AttractWell. If you click through there, all you have to do is click a button and it will get you access to the vault in the AttractWell member area where you can find all of the steps that you need step by step. Just know that if you are wanting to create a low cost offer, the one thing that you're doing differently is on your landing page, which I have templates for you here for this. I have full setup steps, including my prompts for using ChatGPT for this process to get things done really quickly. All of that is in here. And just remember that the main thing that you're doing differently is once you create your landing page to sell or to offer your offer, you're going to put a price on it instead of making it free. It's pretty simple. All right, so I am going to actually switch my share over to the AttractWell member area, which I hope I still have open here. And yeah, if you guys have questions or if you want to work through anything together, please do let me know. And I would be excited to bring you out to chat. If you want to pop your hand up, if you have questions, don't be shy, feel free. By the way, if you are interested in learning how to build out a vault for whatever purpose, including if you want your offer to be a thing that lives for free in your vault, or sorry, your vault is something that maybe you give away as a low cost offer. How to Build Your Online course is going to take you through that entire process. And you'll see that this isn't just about courses. This is a membership group. It can be a mini course. It could be a full program. It could be a private client dashboard and so much more. But the Client Funnel Challenge is where you're going to want to go if you would like to follow through with this on your own. We have two different types of funnels ultimately that we set up here, and this is based on your goal conversion. So again, if you are someone who sells your time or high ticket offers that require a conversation, one-on-one conversation with a client before moving ahead with that sale, this is what you want to use, right? If you are someone who needs something that is fully automated, you are selling a membership for $49 a month, or you are, selling a program that's $697, or you're selling a course for $350, and you don't need to talk to anybody. Whatever that looks like, you're going to use what I'm calling a webinar funnel here, which is ultimately going to give you the opportunity to collect a lead, or in this case, a low cost sale, and then immediately position a conversion opportunity where someone can move into that sales process right away or be nudged toward it over time. And in this case, we aren't introducing something to sell. We're introducing an opportunity to hop on a call with you where you can have that qualifying conversation and then offer the sale. And again, in both of these cases, and I'll just go into the discovery call one here now, we have the entire process through from, figuring out how to determine what the offer is, right? And that's outlining using your conversion strategy, mapping your message, then ultimately outlining the thing that it is that you are selling so that we can gather that copy and put it into things like your lead magnet, which in this case would be a low cost offer if you wanted to use this the same way. I talk about the funnel videos that you need to make, walk you through scripts and how to create them, putting them into AttractWell, and then ultimately setting this up so that it is a well-oiled machine that works for you in perpetuity to achieve your goals. And again, as a member of AttractWell, this is totally free. All of this stuff, there's lots of templates. You can actually see here under build. I walk you through your booking system. We've got our lead magnet delivery page, authority page, and this lead magnet delivery page is actually where you would go, where we talked about today, delivering the the thing that they've sold, right? So the $27 offer, I actually walk you through how to create something that would work just fine for that, right? So, hey, here's the thing that you just paid for, but watch the video below to learn how to use it. And by the way, the call to action in this video is to book a call, right? And I show you exactly how to set up a system exactly like this. That's for the those of us who need to convert on a conversation. For those of us who want to convert automatically, you're going to find that down here as well. Here is our here's our lead magnet delivery page. This is what we would use to deliver the paid offer, the low cost paid offer. And the way that that looks differently here is they can, of course, download the thing that they asked for, and there it is. Or they could do that and then come down here and see these testimonials and see that there is a workshop that they could watch. And when they click this, this is an automation. This is actually going to apply a sales campaign to the person who clicks this. And it's going to send them over to a video right here where they can learn this thing that's being offered. And then I think it's taking a moment to load. There we go. Learn the things being offered and then ultimately be positioned to buy something. So here's the message, the call to action. This is going to take us over to where a purchase can be made on the sales page, right? So you can actually set this up fully automated. And again, the main difference here is you're following the same systems in the client funnel challenge. You're just charging for a lead magnet. And of course, it does need to be something that is of high enough value that someone would want to pay for it. So if it's, a two-page PDF, please don't charge $27 for that unless what's on it is just of immense value. Okay. Ryan says, why not just include the file on the delivery page instead of a confirmation page? So I was really showing the confirmation pages there as a design template. What you are sending them to after they pay on the sales page is a confirmation page. Or in the client funnel challenge, we make an authority page where we say, hey, you're going to be getting something in your email in a couple minutes. It's going to give you the thing that you asked for. But before you go, watch this video, take this next step, right? So a simple confirmation page that says check your email is at minimum what you need to do. The delivery page is where we're sending them from the email. Because the purpose of that confirmation page is to make sure that we actually have their email address and they're not giving us something that's not legitimate, right? Because somebody could put in their email, and then if you send them straight to the page where they get the thing that they asked for, um, then then you've lost that opportunity to be in contact with that person. You don't have that lead because you don't have the correct information. So if they are told, hey, go check your email. If you don't see it within the next X number of minutes, get in touch with me. Then you can troubleshoot with them. You can get their correct email address, and now you've got a good lead, right? But yeah, these are fundamentally separate things. The delivery page and the confirmation page. The delivery page needs to be linked from the email because that means that you have their email address, which is a big point of all of this. All right, would you have uploaded the file to the file manager anyway? Yes. Yes, if what I'm delivering is a file, it's going into the file manager regardless. It's just a question of whether or not it goes into the email campaign or it goes onto a page whose link goes into the email campaign. Yes, you can do either of those. You can use a delivery page. I have examples of these in the Client Funnel Challenge. Use the lead magnet delivery page for what I'm referring to there. Those templates are all in there, and I teach you how to use them. And you see the whole map and the whole purpose of each of those things. But you will ultimately be putting the file in your AttractWell file manager regardless. All right, Dr. Johnson, is there a way to trigger an automatic discount for the upsell if they click the button on the delivery page to check out and then buy the upsell offer? So in an explicit, like 100% of this way, no, but there is a way to do what you're talking about, right? So like we don't have a conditional, if they click here, the price becomes this on the next page. If the page already exists and is visible to others regardless. But what you can do here, depending on how you want to set this up, number one is you can offer a discount code on the page, like the page that came before it, right? And say, use this code on the next page. That's an option. Not the best one, to be fair, but it is an option. You could also include that same code in the campaign where we're saying, hey, be sure to use this, use this code, use this code, use this code, which does give you a good reason to be returning to the email and saying, hey, this code's going to expire or something like that. But if I wanted to have this be something that, like if the sales page for this primary offer is used in other instances, right? So if it's just there's a link on your website that talks about this offer that you have, and it has its price, you could use that same page and offer this discount code like I've been talking about, or make a copy of that page, right? That sales page, and price it how you want to price it, specific for this funnel. So it's like a duplicate of that page, and link to it only from inside this funnel, right? So they're getting the same experience just with that new pricing, and that's only going to be visible if they're coming through this funnel. So there's no other way for them to find it. I think that would be the most effective way to do this is to just create an alternate version of your sales page and have that copy modified so that this discount shows up there. Okay, Denny says if you could explain how you decide if this should be in a vault or not, that would be super helpful. Yeah, so majority of cases, this is not going to be something to put in a vault. A low-cost offer, unless what you're offering is a mini course or a module of an existing program, both of these are great use cases. I just don't see them as commonly as I see, journals and ebooks and meditations and downloads and things like this, right? Which are very common things that you would put into, a PDF format and then offer for free or for a low price. But if what you're offering is video or a combination of video, download, etc., maybe several videos, then I would recommend maybe putting a vault together for something like this. A vault is going to give you, I think, a better way to deliver multiple types of content. You could put everything into a page, but then pages are more likely to potentially get shared with others who are unauthorized to see them. And you have the ability as well, once somebody already has a login to your vault, to, create opportunities for them to see when they log in that there's this other thing that they don't have access to, right? So if you've got multiple videos or if you've got multimedia that you want them to be able to engage with, especially if you want them to engage in a sequential or partially gated way, then I would use a vault. Otherwise, just keep it simple. TL says, I'm about to put my 300-day course as a low-cost course, offering just the first module. Oh, $300 course. Okay. And then offer the first module for $17. Any pointers on what to record for the intro video for the low-cost version? Yeah. So I would just put a quick caveat in there and say, hey, congratulations on taking this step. Just so you know, this is the first step in a larger series. I think that you're going to get a lot out of this. You're going to be able to achieve X, Y, and Z with this. But if you're someone who is looking to solve for the bigger problem, here's where you're going to want to go when you're done watching this, right? And just go ahead and bake that right in. Doesn't have to be gimmicky, salesy. Just make it very clear. Hey, this is a part of the bigger picture. And if you want the whole picture, remember that there is this other thing that you can get. And it's waiting for you. It's right over here, right? And this is really why the client funnel challenge is set up the way that it is, because I don't know about you guys, but I really don't like gimmicky, tricky digital marketing. I think that there are certainly folks who can argue that it works, and it certainly does work for some people. But I think the nature of the work that most people do that we attract, they don't really want that. And so the more logically you can construct your system, the more plainly you can speak about what it is that you're offering and why it would make sense for your person. And there's just no trickery required. There's no clever hoop jumping required. There are smart ways that you can connect things so that time is saved and things are done more efficiently. But yeah, no, I would just make it clear, hey, I have decided to make this part of my larger program something that's available at an introductory rate. So I hope that you enjoy this and know that if this resonates with you, there's so much more for you. And there's a link for you to go check it out below. And that is going to convert just as well as anything else in terms of language. Just be straightforward about it. Hi, Yulia. Thank you. Thinking about what training I can offer for low entry price for piano and voice fusion that people can't find for free online. What makes them want to buy it instead of going to YouTube? Okay. So depending on what it is that you're selling, if it is something that you see a lot of people offering and talking about online, and offering, bits and pieces of this for free, know that for the majority of us, whatever it is that we do, if we were to boil it down to its truest essence, somebody else has been talking about it, and there's somebody on YouTube that's talking about it decently enough for free. But the fact is that the language that is being used by your ideal client to find them, well, they don't possess that language, right? In a lot of cases, we have to not necessarily assume that level of savviness, right? So if we know, about scales and music theory, I don't know, we'll put an arbitrary scale here of like 1 to 10. Our knowledge is, 8.5 to 9, and we want to offer what we offer to someone who's at the understanding level of 1. They're not going to be Googling the same way you do, right? So, number one, you shouldn't necessarily assume that they're finding these people that are offering the free stuff, right? Now, let's say that they are and there are some people who are out there whose maybe primary goal is not monetization of their courses or time, but monetization of their content, which, gives them good reason to just make stuff that's available that you would normally sell. This is where it becomes really important, and we do get into this in the client funnel challenge as well, to brand what it is that you do. So that instead of saying, we're going to work on this section of music theory, you're going to sort of brand your process as a journey, right? And so in your journey, you have outcomes. And so it's less about the stuff, right? So if I could just turn this into a very clunky but probably understandable analogy, if you've got a homeowner that has a bathroom from the 1960s with like bubblegum pink tile and they don't like it, they are not really interested in what your process is or what tools you use to go in and bang out that tile and get rid of it so that I can have a neutral, nice tile that would, sell better in this house that I want to get rid of, right? What they care about is it quick? Is it affordable? And do I get to pick the colors? Right. And so the way that they would go about selling is not saying, well, first I'm going to take this type of hammer or this type of drill, right? They're going to say, first we're going to get these things, first we're going to design the thing that you want. We're going to get clear on what it is that you need, and you're going to be involved in the process and feel really good about this throughout it. And then we're going to go in, and there's going to be minimal mess. We have a proprietary method for like minimizing mess during the demolition process. And then we're going to go in and it's going to be whisper quiet and you're never going to know that anybody was there. You're just going to walk in and see an amazing bathroom that you always wanted, right? So that person is doing the same work as other, tiling contractors in an area, but they're positioning themselves around these sort of desires of their ideal client, which is, they want a price in a particular way. Maybe this person is noise sensitive or doesn't want a big mess because they've dealt with that before. So what you want to be thinking about is really what the work you do with your clients does for them. And then really leaning into what those outcomes are and the stories of your existing clients that prove those outcomes. Because what you don't want to do is, you don't want to be the contractor that's putting a how to demo all of your tile and replace it in your bathroom. You don't want that to be your content when you want to be selling that, right? So in your case, what that means is you don't necessarily need to, in your sales, in your sales content, your marketing content, talk about the terminology, the stuff, right? The concepts. Because generally speaking, unless somebody is already an advanced student, they're not going to know what that stuff is anyways. And you don't want to give them something to Google so that they could go find the thing for free, right? So don't tell them about, in this module, we're going to something yada yada about about scales, right? Because then they'll be like, oh, I need to learn about scales. Let me go see what YouTube says. I hope that that's making sense. Let me know if it does. And really what's going to make them want to buy it from you is your expression of understanding of what this will do for them once they have it, right? And think about what makes you different and definitely lean into that as well. But I wouldn't say that that is the most important thing to lean into either. It really is about demonstrating your understanding of what it is that they want and what they're missing and what having this information would do for them at the end of the day. All right, let me see if I have any others here. Great questions today and super active chat. If I missed anything from you in the chat, please head over into the Q&A and I will make sure I get to that before we get going today. See, we've got a lot of, thank you, Stacy. We've got a lot of conversation here about the Client Funnel Challenge. Yeah, please make sure you take advantage of that. Um, all right, fantastic, Anastasia. Great, great. I am really glad to hear that that's working for you and that you are moving in that direction. All right. Gavin says, I do this way too often. Needed to hear that. The problem of too close to your product or service. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys. So appreciate you. Yeah, so if you guys have any requests for for future content, if there's something you want to learn about, if you want to workshop something together, let me know. Shoot me an email, ashley@attractwell.com. Leave us a comment in our Facebook group. We have an incredible Facebook group just full of incredible, inspiring people, you guys, hey, who are doing great work. Right? We are here and absolutely energized and committed every day that we get up and do the work that we do because we believe that you were put here to make the world a better place, and we're here to help you do it. Right? So if there's something you want to know more about, if there's something you want to learn how to do here with this system, um, then we're here to help with that. And yes, Greg is growing a magnificent beard of late. Love it. All right. Yeah, no problem. Kristen, there will be a replay up in a bit. Be sure to check out our blog. We've actually been putting our resources and these videos into blog posts on AttractWell as well, practicing what we preach because we believe you should be making content every week as well. So, yeah, you guys have a fantastic week. We will be back here next week. And until then, have a great one. We'll see you in the group.